Bit stupid of me. Right, bear me 1 second. I need to configure the camera properly because I've got to change it from the other day. There we go, back to normal. Oh, my hand hurts. Right, let's just I've got some interesting things to show off today. Some very, very interesting things. I'll just close that a moment. There we go. Yeah, it's I was busy over the weekend in terms of ESO playing. Like Saturday, got up, did all my chores that I wanted to, and was like, you know what? Hello, let's crack on with do some behind the scenes ESO stuff. To see if I can make some progress on clearing out some of my inventory backlog, bits and pieces like that. And yeah, I had a very productive day that day. I'm just going to go onto the game screen and I'll go through each of it. One of them you will probably spot straight away, but it is a bit subtle, but it's you may notice it straight away. There's something different about my character. In fact, there's several things now different about my character. Let's have a look at the at Valen's face. Now let's see. Let's go for the immediate thing that crops up. You'll notice I'm wearing a quite snazzy new uniform. This is the costume I got from completing the leveling of archaeology. I managed to max out scrying, and I've maxed out what's it called, excavation. And one of the rewards was this costume you see before you. Now the reason why I was able to max out the rewards was because, as what happened on one of the previous streams, I think it may have been last Thursday's, I found the first part of my very first orange or legendary tier item. I don't have to worry about getting that anymore. I've now got it. I did some serious archaeology on Saturday, and I now have this item. That's one of the reasons why I now have the complete gear. I'm just adjusting my water. Excuse me. But that's not all. Because of this very, very handy dandy little item that I have here, I was able to go through. There's a bit of a. Also, keep moving, otherwise it'll think I'm AFK. 1 second. There we go. Because of this item, I was able to go through and do some of the earlier public dungeons, which I hadn't been able to do before because my character wasn't up to being able to do them solo, which is what I'm trying to do on this character at least. I'm trying to do as much as I can semi-solo, for want of a better term. It's like, I don't have a problem with going in groups, but for this character, I want to do it on his own, metaphorically speaking. Now there's 5 parts you had to get to this. One of them I found in this region. Another I had to go and open up loads of chests in another region, which was fun. Farm that for a few hours. Then I had to go to there was 5 bits, wasn't there? There was 1, 2. One of them was really, really hard because I had to go into a dungeon area, one of the public dungeon areas, and just farm the trash mobs. That took another few hours. And then the last part was in one of the new regions. Now, that's basically how these things work. They have bits scattered all around the world and you have to go and find them. And I looked on the map and it's just like, I have to go all the way to one of the new regions, down to the biggest depth, go all the way across the map, go into this castle, find the thing, and chances are there's probably going to be a queue because this thing spawns very rarely. It was the quickest one I did. I literally went in, this was like, this is going to take me ages. Right, another cut. Oh, it's there. There was no queue. There was no one waiting for it. It was just sitting on the spot where it spawns, and I just clicked on it. It's like, you have to lose. Well, that's marvellous. That in turn opened up a few other things as well. I'll just show you what I've unlocked. These are all the other ones, all the greens. Don't worry too much about the green ones. There's a few purples, a few blue that's scattered in there. Yeah, I've got loads of loads of new things here for the manor as well. There's also, yeah, a Symphoria, which is like a music box. Another, the lead for another legendary, and that's just in Iridian. See, some of them are scattered over. It's the Ring of the Wild Hunt. Now, if I put that on, you'll notice it. Excuse me, try not to burp. Yeah, increases your movement speed by 15% when in combat and out of combat. So by 45%. So if I just want to do like farming for you know, like resources and things like that, that is going to be pretty freaking dope. And apparently each region, some of them are connected, but each region has their own legendary. Like, so there you go, Ring of the Wild Hunt, which is shared with Groundwood and things like that. So there's loads more I've got to get as well. Malabtal, so again, Ring of the Wild Hunt, like one in each bit, that kind of thing. The Band of Brutality increases my base damage, but can't deal critical damage, which is not too bad if you're not doing a critical damage build, if you're focusing more on you know, just brute force, which is the whole point behind it. But this build does a lot of critical stuff, so it's not particularly good for this build, but you know, there's other bits and pieces. And there's Daggerfall. That's the one I got there. This is going to take the other one a long time, the Ebon Dwarven Wolf. I've got 2 of 17 pieces, and this is the only way you can get this mount. So you've got the Ebonheart Pack one, Western Skyrim, the DLC, Cold Harbour, Craglorn, Eva, and oh yeah, I'm now a vampire. Yeah. Valen is now a vampire. I was a bit concerned because originally I was warned by the very kind person whose name I should have written down, and I completely forgot, who transformed me into who unlocked the quest to transform me into a vampire, said that the Blade of Woe doesn't work if you're a vampire. It does, but you've got to be very positioned correctly. Like the feedment mechanic, which is what allows you to become a more powerful vampire, but it comes with ups and downs, I suppose you could say. Now, there's bonuses and disadvantages to it. You can do that from a sort of range, and I've tested it. It's pretty cool. It unlocks some really good abilities, like the Blood Scion, which transforms you into a big, chunking vampire of destruction. As you can see, when transformed, your max health, magic, and stamina are increased by 10,000. Yeah, I thought it was 1,000 to begin with. No, it's 10,000. And you heal for 15% of all damage you deal, and you can see enemies through walls. So it's like, hey. And in fact, no, I'm going to put a point into that because I completely forgot about it. There we go. Now this one, the Dark Stalker. This is the reason why I decided I wanted Valen to become a vampire. Now, I mentioned before that I eventually do want to go down the Dark Brotherhood and the Thieves Guild route. This ignores the movement penalty when I'm in sneak mode. So if I'm sneaking, I can go full speed, but yet still be classified as sneaking. And it makes it easier for me to go into sneak by it speeds it up, which is really, really freaking cool. Plus, there's a few other bits and pieces here, like Strike from the Shadows. Like if I say no, I don't want to vamp up. If I sneak and then if I sneak, go invisible or mist form, when I leave that mode, my weapon damage and spell damage will increase for a few seconds. So it's like surprise, stab. And that can go up to rank 2. So at the moment I've got it on rank 2. So rank 1 and I'll get to rank 2. Blood Ritual that's what allows you to fight another player. You have to, I believe, go to a particular a particular like blood altar. So it's generally a good idea to try and do it near that, so you don't have to travel so far. But obviously you can't do it if you're a werewolf. But that allows you to turn other players into vampires, and that can be done once per week once you've unlocked a blood ritual, which I probably will. There are some people who try and sort of sell the bites, but to be honest, most people just give them away for free to anyone who asks nicely if they've got it up and running. So it's like, that's probably what I'm going to do. Be like, yeah, right, you'll be a vampire. Excellent. I mean, it would be nice if there was a way they could trace back who the sires are and things like that, but it's not a big deal. You get a little quest that comes from this, and it tells you the secret of why these vampires act the way they do, and you pretty much have to give the finger to two of the danger as part of it. Let's see, undeath. When you are vampire stage 3 or higher, I'll cover the stages in a second. Basically, that gives you like healing, and this one, when you're at vampire stage 4, reduces the cost of sprint, which means it's easier for you to move and everything. Plus, if you sprint for more than 6 seconds, you become invisible, which is like pretty freaking dope. Now, I mentioned a second ago the stages of vampire. I am currently what's called a stage 1 vampire, and you can see it, the pale skin, or pale fur in my case, and the red eyes actually does look pretty freaking dope. Can't deny that. And that's stage 1. Now, each stage, the penalties. I've also installed a random emote trigger as well. So every few seconds, if I'm not doing anything, it will start doing things like that. See? That's quite funny. Yes, what into you, Valen? Gets out the bongos. Starts doing things like that. Only when I pause. But each stage of vampirism, your vampire powers become more powerful, but the downsides increase. And the main one is healing, and I believe, where is it? Oh, here we go. Yeah, health recovery decreases. In other words, it becomes harder for you to heal. Flame damage taken, which basically means fire hurty. Regular ability costs, so like my if a spell normally if my spell would normally cost, say, I don't know, 100 magic to use, it will now cost 103 and scaling up from there. But the vampire, oh God, excuse me, this is really bad today. But the vampire abilities, which are all these things, they basically, how can I put it? They become cheaper to use. Now, I don't think that what do you call it? I don't think that the ultimates would increase. Oh, by the way, some of these vampire acts are, as you imagine, criminal acts. So if I use, say, Blood Scion in town, I will be marked as a criminal. It's all great fun. I've got things like Eviscerate, which does basically magic damage, Blood Frenzy, which drains my health but makes me go completely into a frenzy. Vampiric Drain, which does magic damage but heals me. So it's like, okay, that's not too bad. Mesmerize, which is like a sort of stun. It's like, you will stay there, but only lasts for a few seconds, because you get a chance to try all these abilities out in the little quests. So it's sort of like, this is like what your true power will be here. Have a sample of what it takes, what it is to be a vampire, that kind of thing. So you get a chance to try out, I think, all of these, with the possible exception of Mist Form. But there's some good abilities on there. It really is some good abilities on there. The question is though, do I want to go to stage 4? When I say stage 4, that means my heat. Oh yeah, each stage takes about 4 hours to decay back to normal. So you see on here, I am currently on vampire stage. Oh, I'm on stage 2 at the moment, not stage 1, stage 2. So based on that, I am currently taking 30% of my health. It's not healing as much. I'm taking 8% flame damage. Regular abilities cost 5%, but my vampire abilities cost -10. So you notice it probably about, it says here, in about an hour, yes, thank you for, in about an hour, 20 minutes, I will, my skin won't be as pale. It will still be pale, but it won't be as it is there. The other thing as well is, oops, you may not be obvious, but I have now also picked up a lot more of my skill points. You can kind of see it if I show you, like over here. You can see this. I haven't had to find that extra one in Malab Toll. I'm going to go back to that one. But at the moment, doing the Alkia Desert, and I believe Bangarai is the next region, or close to it. Just close that. No, that's fine. Don't that. I think there's not that many more missions left to go in here. I've done a couple in here just to test out some abilities and things like that. The good thing is, something I was concerned about before becoming a vampire, is that I would be in the desert, you know, but flames and things like that. But obviously that would be impractical for a game like this, so they've obviously changed things slightly. It just means I take more fire damage, which is still, you know, gives things a bit of a risk. You know, I'm not indestructible, but combined with that ring, it makes my survivability a lot greater. A lot greater. Unfortunately, this vampire feeding only works on humanoids as well. I can't do it on monsters. So I can feed from a range, or I can use a blade of woe when up close. See? That's my vampire level. It's not my vampire stage. It's just increased. The level is basically, obviously, as you would expect, how experienced I am at being a vampire. But the stage is like how powerful I am, how hungry. You know, how have I satisfied the call of the beast? Things like that. So I thought that'd be appropriate to put that in the tracker in the bottom right there.
No end to those winged rats. Not that I'm complaining.
Every
feather's worth a fortune in gold to us now. You one of the magistrate's charges? I'm only shooting the ones in town. Don't worry.
Sorry, I'll be right back. I'm just blow my nose. That's better. Must be a rogue cat here or something. There we go. So, now this is going to make interacting, you know, with other vampires and stuff like that a bit more interesting. Good thing is, if I want to, I can remove the vampiric curse, but I don't think it's cheap in terms of gold. I think it's one of those, the more powerful I am as a vampire, the more it's going to cost. But honestly, I can't see myself getting rid of it now. Now I've tried it and tasted it. Again, I mean that deliberately. I think it's going to be a feature I'm going to keep, unless it just proves to be really bad for me. But in combination with the ring, it works very well. At least for me. May not for everybody. Okay. Now, the question is, do I talk like a vampire, like the Count, or do I continue to talk like Khajiit?
Don't think about trying to cut in. Danim's got an exclusive relationship with the magistrate. She gets wind of any shenanigans.
No. Khajiit. Yeah, I can't do the stereotypical vampire voice. No, like the Count from Sesame Street, so I'm going to stick to the Khajiit one. The point taken, but why the need for harpy bounties?
Not my concern. I get paid for feathers regardless. Go talk to some of the townsfolk if you're that curious. The magistrate's the one who runs this town. Tell him I've got some more feathers coming his way.
A Philend would talk to the townsfolk. Oh, also as well, I believe there's a free trial going on for ESO, because I think it's either this Thursday or next Thursday, they are doing the launch trailer, the proper one for the Oblivion expansion, which is like, yeah, that's gonna be good.
I'll be right down.
What the hell? Hello?
You're a new face to me, unlike that flappy buzzard over the barn.
Please answer this one. Did that harpy attack you?
What? These birds aren't aggressive. I've had horses do more damage to me than any harpy. And I've had more trouble with these mercenaries than I've ever had with either steed or bird.
The mercenaries causing trouble too, yes?
I saw them steal 4 sacks of good grain from Zilron, a Khajiit merchant. And in the magistrate's name, mind you.
What did Ziran do?
Him? Ran off, no doubt. Who knows what he does, or where he hides after he's run amok in the market. He trades more than just grain, if you ask me. You won't be the only one looking for that fairy tale wretch.
Right. Can find his tampered crate now.
No one will find Zilron here.
Kitty. And we got top of the building. Aha.
Always Zilron, beset by a winged menace. Go away, bird lady.
I can hear him, but I can't see him. Of course, I got the bloody steps. Of course, I would.
Poor Zilron's tail is pecked bare.
Ziran? Yeah.
I've been found. Oh, but you are neither harpy nor Gold Coast fiend. What a relief.
Please answer Khajiit. Why are you hiding in a crate? Well, can I actually call myself a Khajiit? Yeah, I'm still a Khajiit. I just happen to have vampirism.
You would be too if you heard those beasts. Those screeching, pecking, clawing beasts. This one had hoped the mercenaries would take care of our bird woman problem. But no. Now Zilron has 2 problems.
The mercenaries not helping.
Oh yes, they help themselves to my gold and my goods. And sometimes they help against the harpies. So, I wait here. Sooner or later, one of Zilron's problems will go away.
I've just realised what is the cat is in the box. There is a cat in a box. Yeah, cat in a box. Marvellous. Where's my nose? Let's get over it. And what are you sending me now? Ah, woman?
What are you doing, Foreman?
Me? I'm just practicing, nothing more.
Better not shoot any harpies. That's our job. And you don't want to take
One eye to the skies, friend. The harpies like to swoop down and grab whatever's light enough to carry. I've lost 2 hats and a goat to the feathered villains.
2 hats and a goat. Damn, that's gonna suck. But are the mercenaries not taking care of them?
Only after they've sucked you dry.
Beg your pardon?
Refused to pay their
Poor choice of words, dude.
And the next day, my house was ransacked. I'll keep my own watch for harpies coming near from now on.
You know why the harpies are attacking, yes?
Except entertainment, I can only guess. It's not like one can ask a beast why it acts so. It is simply its nature.
Okay. Right. Go find the magistrate. Here we go. So the magistrate's I've gone the wrong way. No, I haven't. There's a thief box there, which I can use. I will take that gladly. Yes, I meant to go this way. Oh, hello. Yes, I'll take a look at that, thank you. Where are the derp, the indicators over there?
The harpies are much bolder. We need more coin for supplies and the like.
I've heard disturbing rumors about your methods.
Have you heard about the travelers stirring up trouble in town? And look who's here.
Hello.
Keep your opinions about our work to yourself.
Bit harsh.
Dealing with the Harpies as fast as we can, I assure you. Now please, address any specific complaints to one of the guardsmen.
What was that all about?
Nothing. I have things under control.
Mm-hmm.
Got a reliable group to protect the town until we're self-sufficient again. And please, don't say anything to Danim. She can get upset when the end of her tenure is brought up.
Who is Danim?
She's the leader of the Gold Coast mercenary troop. I hired them to make up for our shoddy defenses when the Harpies attacked. They get the job done, and that's about as much as I'll say.
Well, Khajiit would be willing to help.
Danim doesn't like competition, and I'm certainly not going to endanger our business arrangement. If I were you, I would keep my stay here brief. Now, if that's all, I'm sure you can see yourself out.
Yeah, she seemed quite busy with your tablet there.
Father, you need to know what... Who is this? Someone come to help?
Enough. I have no patience for your theories.
An adjustment to the
Fine. If you want the truth, come talk to me.
add-ons. Where is it? Custom auto animation. It's set to 20. Let's change it to 60 seconds. There we go. Okay. Nope. Probably going a bit laggy now. Oh, that went really laggy. Oh, there you go. It's now saved.
Meet me at my house. It's at the edge of town past the smithy. I'll tell you everything I know. See you soon, I hope.
Alright. We're going to her house then. So this makes me think this is setting things up for either the final quest or the next region. Scoot over here. There's the smithy. Got there quick.
It's not safe to talk in the streets. Now I can speak openly.
So what happens?
Be at ease. The mercenaries dare not enter my home uninvited. I watched you long before you spoke to my father, Magistrate Andrin At-Lahil. You spoke to people in town and listened to their answers. Are you actually interested in helping?
Please, tell Khajiit, who are you?
I'm the magistrate's daughter, raised here, though now I am a traveling merchant. I came back when I heard of the town's troubles. My father insisted he had it under control. Now I'm doubly sure I returned at the right time.
What has been happening in Kozanset?
The Gold Coast mercenaries, our supposed saviors from the Harpies, are our problem. They extort and steal from the good people here. And what's more, they've done nothing but make our Harpy issues worse.
Makes me think the two are connected. But Khajiit is wondering how the mercenaries made things worse.
Since Danim and her friends arrived, the Harpies are angry with the town. They're usually nothing more than flying rats. The Harpies...
We call them pigeons here.
Yes, but only when provoked. And I know the mercenaries are the ones who've provoked them.
How can you stop the Harpies?
The mercenaries hid Harpy eggs around Kozanset. Naturally, the Harpies want the eggs back.
Makes sense.
That's the root of the town's Harpy trouble. We must find and return their eggs so one problem's solved. But first, follow me upstairs.
Well, that sounded a bit lewd, but oh, you mean actually up? Right.
I'll just keep at it, I suppose.
Go on, up you go. I'm not going to steal from these ones, even though it's tempting. Because, you know, there's people there and I've got some good stuff on me. I don't want them taking that. Especially with her right there. Oh, I'll go to the balcony. Right, okay.
Don't be frightened. This is a friend.
Oh, this is awkward.
Harpies are not our enemies. Will you help me convince the others?
Yeah, I've kind of taken on a few of your friends. My bad. Yeah, go on then. I should try and make amends for my deeds.
I rescued her from them. The mercenaries killed her mother and the other chicks in her brood. This creature had done no wrong, yet they would kill her to be paid for her feathers. I couldn't stand by and let that happen. Could you?
This is why you want me to rescue the eggs, yes?
It's the right thing to do, for us and them. I'll be waiting in the town square for you if you're willing. What do you say?
Alright, this one will help you.
Thank you. I can't do this on my own, and my father won't listen to me until I have proof. I don't think the eggs will be proof enough, but at least they will be safe.
One question, how long have you been hiding a harpy on your balcony?
She comes and goes as she pleases. This is a wild creature, after all. I do not even name her, for she isn't mine.
I see you've thought about this. Okay. I mean, I probably would at least name her, but not in a I'm naming you because you belong to me, more as a way to identify you, that's all. You know what? I can respect your choices.
You look like a person of great intelligence. Allow me, Wayfarer, to let you in on a secret.
Have you been to Sandblown Mine recently, Khajiit?
What? Sandblown Mine, my friend. I don't even know where that is, or what it is even. Is it nearby?
Yeah, that's a bit too much of the information. You know exactly where it is. You've been sending people there.
Sending people to a mine? By more was left teat. Why would I do that? Is there gold there?
Because you're just going to say no. Just a lot of snakes. We shall refer to her as the nameless one. Yep, that's fair. I mean, obviously, if we somehow can communicate with the harpy and she tells us what her name is, then we'll refer to her as that. But yeah, nameless. Nameless works. Snakes.
Dreadful. Well, all this talk of snakes and mines, it is exhausting. I'll just be going now. I have a long day of work tomorrow. Lifting things, carrying them, that sort of thing. It has been a pleasure speaking with you.
Not so fast.
Well, that is to say, they made me do it. Friend, I beseech you, show mercy. I am an innocent man. I had no choice. They told me they would feed me to the snake if I didn't cooperate.
Oh,
Let me go.
I so wish now that I've got the vampirism that I could do something connected to it and just go, make the eyes flash red and the teeth, they're like, really? Fed to the snakes or fed to me? Fortunately, I cannot feed on NPCs that are quest ones. I've tried. I can pickpocket them and stuff like that, but it's an interesting effect when it happens. I'll see if I can try and do it today, if I get an opportunity. But no, you must face justice. Or me. Guard, arrest this man. That's right, you come with me, pal. Good. I mean, he's like, look, I've got two demons here, okay? I'm a Khajiit sorcerer who has been recently turned into a vampire and starting to get a bit hungry. I mean, the good thing is I don't drop below vampire stage 1, so I don't die if I don't feed, which is good. It just means my vampirism becomes weaker.
Mind the skies. There are harpies about.
Oh, by the way, this man here, the one who's coming up, he has been sending people to their death in Sandblown Mine.
What's this? I'd heard that he was pestering people, but I certainly didn't suspect anything this sinister. Now that you mention it, though, we have had more than a few disappearances recently. We naturally suspected the harpies.
Understandable, but unfair. Apparently you're wrong.
Thank you for bringing this simpering cur to me. If what you say is true, many dear friends fell to this dog's treachery. I look forward to returning the favor.
Make it slow.
Whatever the constable does to me, it'll be better than being eaten by a snake. At least I hope so.
Still wish I could do an evil vampire grin on him. Would be perfect. Right. Now try and... I just saw somebody jump up on there. Mother truckers. I wonder. Okay, couldn't do it that way. Seriously, I know what fucking going in the building. Why make my life hard for myself? Now, if I remember right, they don't always spawn in. I think that person just got one, so they're not always in the exact same location each time. So I'm gonna have to hunt around. I'll use the indicators as a guide.
Help me out, will you?
Ah, there it is. I see it there. There's the indicator. Right, so I have to get up onto that roof. So I'll go up here. I think I have to go out there. God, excuse me again. I do apologise for this.
A few coins would suffice.
There we go. There's one. There's one egg. Okay, so the next one is... There it is, I see it, the little indicator. Can I go around there or do I have to... No, I have to go that way, okay. Oh, that was Okay, next one is... God damn. We can do it without falling off the feet. There we go. So that's the one I would have got from there. Okay. Oh, there it is. I see it on the map now.
What?
Oh, this is going to be fun. It means if I jump from there. Okay, so the last one might be where... Probably have to go back up on there. Yes, up there. So let's see if there's an entrance. Ah, there you go. I can see there. There's multiple of them. Good. Excuse me again. Okay, everywhere, even up my nose. Okay, can't go up that way. Right. That sucks. I'm going to have to go the old-fashioned way. Right, so can't see this double. Right, so yeah, I'm going to have to go into this building by the looks of it, up along there. Right, this is that one. Oh, the plane meld. Interesting. It's a reference to the ongoing quest. Right, now, let's see if I can do this again. How am I supposed to, honestly, how am I supposed to normally get across there? This is on the roof of the building. Ah, that's how. Hey, you did it. God, this is really irritating my nose today. Right. I'm going to find Jorah at Nazar. To show you the sneak thing I was talking about earlier, we're going to sneak mode. You can see I can walk my normal speed.
What is it you want? Wait, what are you holding? Is that... No! He must have sent you. Please, I need more time.
Velen is here to give you the note, actually. The man you owed, he is dead.
Long may you prosper, Wayfarer. You have lifted a great burden from me.
What's the point? I just thought that's something. Oh, I just got to put it into the point. Yeah, I've got to slot it for it to level. Yeah, the reason why I've gone with Thunderstorm is because it's a damage over time spell, which is helpful because it helps to trigger off the ring's healing ability.
You're quite light on your feet. Let me see the eggs.
Here you go.
Thank you for doing this. I'm sure not all of the eggs survived, but the least we can do is return them to the Harpies. I don't have proof, but I know it was the mercenaries that did this. Who else could be so cruel?
Necromancers. But you know where they are, yes?
Hold a moment. Someone's coming.
Okay.
Go back to selling trinkets, leisure. You do your job and we'll do ours.
You hid those eggs on purpose, didn't you?
Say no more, child. We haven't time for troublemakers.
The random...
Something. They must be.
The random thing is going to get quite amusing. I may have to... For the moment, actually, I'm going to temporarily turn that off because it is a bit distracting. I'm not going to uninstall it. I'm just going to turn it off for the moment. I'm going to turn it back on later.
We have to find out what they're doing.
Where should we start looking?
The mercenaries go in and out of the warehouse next to my home. There's got to be a reason.
Maybe they're spying on
Why
you?
don't you go there and find out what they're doing?
Valet must know. What is he looking for?
One of them will let slip what their game is. Hide somewhere and listen to their chatter. I'll take these eggs back to my house for now. We can go to the Eyrie later to put them back.
Alright. So where am I going? Am I going to have to hide in a crate? I am. I'm going to hide in a crate. If Khajiit fits, Khajiit sits. Yep, I'm in a crate. Which are my little demons.
This is getting tiresome. I almost preferred the Harpies.
Harpies are the least of your problems if you don't pay up.
We've got your gold. No need to make threats.
Let's see it then. Better not have shorted me.
It's all there. We don't want to end up like the others.
Good. I'll be back next week. Prices might be going up.
Come on, Udamaji. Merciful Ruka, how long must we put up with these thieves?
Not much longer. If Khajiit has anything to say with it. Alright. Also, this horse is quite an outro. There's a screenshot for the date. Vampire horse. What I might start trying to do as well is start uploading some of my screenshots from like ESO and whatnot to my Instagram account. Just for a giggle, if nothing else. That's what I did with some of my No Man's Sky ones, so it kind of makes sense to start doing this thing. It's not going to be a regular thing, it'll just be like for screenshots that make me go, oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
You are the responsible one. I told her not to trust those creatures, and now look what's happened.
Well, you need to tell me what has happened.
My daughter was stolen away by the Harpies. She and several other people from Kozenset. Their blood is on your hands. Deneen told me about your meddling.
I'm thinking it was the Harpies. The mercenaries are looking for leisure, yes?
Not yet. They say they must prepare for another raid by the Harpies before they send anyone out on the sands. It's only right that you find my daughter, since you helped her get into this mess.
I'm willing to put money on the fact it wasn't my fault, but you know what? Screw it. Where would the Harpies have taken their victims?
Outside town, on the hillside, where they keep their eyries. Feeding our people to their young, no doubt. And you instigated this attack.
No, I didn't. I may have helped to stop it getting worse. But you know what? He's upset. His daughter's got missing. So let's just do what we need to do. Those things do look cool. Right, let's go find the villager. Oh. So, it was a vulture just sitting there like gnawing away. Ugh. Badly bruised. Okay. So that villager got beaten up. Get some cotton. I see there's the other thing there. Yep, done that. Yeah. Did I investigate the body? Yeah, I did. Okay, go to there. Oh, I see. Just because of the oh, someone just healed me. Or at least they tried to heal me. Unfortunately, the ring that I'm using means I can heal myself by a lot, but I can't receive heals from others. I mean, I can receive like secondary benefits that the heals may provide, but I won't be able to like, you know. Oh, I see. I just got to follow the victims, right? Okay, I see. Hello.
You're alive. I thought they might have taken you too.
Are you hurt? Yes.
Some. The mercenaries decided I was worth more dead.
Harpy's quite cute in a way.
They threw me out with a few others, beaten and bound. That's when the jackals came. Thanks to the Harpies, I didn't end up.
So Nameless has helped you. Oh, that's quite adorable, really. Please indulge if I don't. The Harpies helped you.
Well, this one did, and she brought some of her friends. They chased away the jackals and brought me to shelter. We must stop the mercenaries before any more innocents die, whether Harpies or villagers.
This one completely agrees with you. Let us get back to Kozenset and confront them.
We don't need any more bloodshed. If there's a way we can end this without fighting, we must. I have an idea. Find my father. Ask that Harpy out there to get you to town. I'll be behind you.
Are we going to fly? Please help. Do we get to fly? This could be amazing. Or this could be Harvey doesn't seem to be afraid or aggressive. Oh, I like the headdress. Ledger at the heel said you could take Van back to town. Please be an actual animation and not like a fade to black. Harvey seems willing to be on it. Okay, if you would. Ah, poop, it's a fade to black. That would have been. That makes up for it though. Okay, we got a fade to black, but you know what? That dropping out the sky, that makes up for it. Magistrate.
You're here! Did you find my daughter?
You're safe. The mercenaries were the ones who kidnapped her.
What? That's ridiculous. Why would they want to abduct the very people I'm paying them to protect?
You can ask Leja for yourself if you don't believe Khajiit.
I will. Where is she? Is that her over there?
Yes.
What nerve! Running your mouth right in front of me.
You've disgraced our town long enough.
Ugh! A rotten egg? Don't think this is over, child.
Something's gonna happen.
Gather everyone who will stand with us to drive these bad eggs out of town. Father, the dead can't offer their forgiveness, but I can. Stand with us.
Okay.
That's the one Leisure said to wait for. Let's go.
Alright, there's one group. We're basically rounding up the posse.
About time we ran these charlatans out of our town.
Yes, that's what I like to see. Come on, lads. And you lot, come with me.
Leisure said you'd come. Let's head to the guardhouse.
Marvellous. Yep, go to the guardhouse. And get ready to kick these mercenaries' butts.
The harpies are congregated around this building. Looks like the mercenaries took something every bit as valuable as the harpies' eggs.
The question is, what is it? Please, indulge, Valen. What do you think it is?
I've no idea, but we need to restore goodwill with our flying neighbors. Even my father is in there to negotiate the mercenaries' departure. They should be out soon. The villagers, I mean. They want to cast Danim from the town themselves.
And once she is gone?
She's a coward and a bully. Once her nature's revealed, my father won't let her back into Kozenset. We'll need to return whatever she took to the harpies on the balcony. Head inside and find it. I'll try to convince them we're all friends.
Good luck.
Take your hands off me!
You really are an unpleasant
Your
person.
pitiful town won't survive without our protection.
Mm-hmm.
We can do without you. Go, and never return.
Go on, GTFO.
And we'll run out anyone else who tries to bully us, too.
May the sands take your accursed town!
Go on, let's go.
If we see you again, we'll throw you to the harpies.
Can I feed on her? Boost up my vampirism? No? No? Okay, fine. Fine, I'd be a good vampire. I wouldn't be a bad one.
Harpies matriarch.
Oh.
Attacking in the first place?
It's the matriarch. Yeah, that's why they've been going bonkers. That's why. Kind of understandable. It's like, yeah, we want our body back.
I don't know if the harpies will ever. Maybe this is the first step. What do you think?
It certainly can't hurt.
Who knows how long those fiends kept the harpies agitated, just to take advantage of this town. If I hadn't returned when I did and gotten your help, they'd continue to terrorize my people and these harpies.
What shall Belen do with the matriarch's body?
Give her to me. I still need to return their eggs, so I'll take her as well. Looks like I'll be around for a while. Though we disagree on many things, my father will need help regaining the town's trust. And I miss this place. Harpies and all.
That's interesting. That's actually not a bad bad set item for spellcasters. I mean, it's not a huge amount. Like, you don't have a huge magical pool, but you get magicka recovery, which is always good. Maximum magicka, which is always helpful. Maximum health, and if you are within 28 meters of an enemy you're in combat with, an enemy dies, you gain health and magicka once every 3 seconds. Now that's the green tier. If that's boosted up to like the gold tier, that would be pretty decent. Oh, and I've already collected it as well. Excellent. Let's see what happens. No. Okay. There we go. So let's go and get this last of the sky shards, I think. At least close to the last. There we go. So yep, the sky shard hunter thing. Brilliant. No, you know what? I'm not going to go and fight them. I'm not that good, even with my ability. Because there's only so much health I have, and if I get smacked with fire... Oh, I've just suddenly thought of a big problem now. It's going to make... This vampirism is going to make fighting dragons a lot harder. Because, fire... Dragons... Yeah... General?
Now here's one who I know is loyal to the king. It's good to see you again, my friend.
Good evening.
I find this hard to believe, but the damned Imperials are here. They seize control of the city. For the moment, at least.
I'm going to repeat what I said at the beginning, because I think Ace will be quite happy with this, is...
They're in...
And I'll just give you this so I can show you.
Your loyalty to... Here you go. This should help you get around the city unnoticed while you're freeing the hostages. Be wary, though. Some of the...
Yeah, I am now a vampire, and I've got the ring. That ring is really, really helpful for doing dungeons solo. And just general survivability. I mean, it's not... I'm not indestructible, but it makes things survivable and a little bit more of a challenge. So it's like, I can't go in there thinking, like I can with like the overland stuff. I have to actually think, right, I've got to dodge these bits and pieces and stuff like that. And I know I'm not going to get totally destroyed unless I go up against somebody who's using fire. But you know what? It's all good. What is it? Oh yes, because of the search things. Okay. Where's the... Oh, there you go. There's the disguise. I should take that. So I've still got the disguise, and I've got the... is this changed? I don't look like a vampire now. So the eyes are back to normal, and the fur and skin's back to normal. I wonder. Sneaking would raise suspicion. Yeah, I bet it would. Okay, so I've got to keep an eye out for sentries. Because they can see... oops, they can see through the disguise. It's like, that man is an imposter. Like, yeah, that Khajiit is an imposter.
Healer!
Go in here, thank you. Basically, the Scorpius effect is that they can tell I'm not who I'm pretending to be. Let's grab this. Okay. Sorry.
What happened here? This is terrible. Did the Imperials do this? I hope Shiri was not here. Did you find any evidence that she visited?
She is the sister of Yuafa and Alasan.
The leaders of the
Excuse me.
But that would mean Shiri is one of them too? A necromancer?
Mm-hmm.
You think Tears of Set with that text, and we have no idea where she is?
Yep.
This is unthinkable. Shiri came to me only a few months ago, but she seemed so dedicated. Of course she was. She was studying the Ansei wards. How could I not have seen this?
Excuse me.
I hope we find her before she does something terrible.
Same for me. Again, it's all given out for centuries. Like that one over there. I could fight it if I wanted to, but I'm trying to keep it. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it in the spirit of the quest, at least. And let's rescue this person.
You dirty pig. Whatever you do to me, I will be avenged. You people were fools to even set foot upon Alakir's sands. Wait, you're not an Imperial, are you?
What gave it away? The fuzzy hair, the dashing good looks, or the... yeah, Khajiit is here to rescue.
Good. I don't think I could have tolerated another day up here. I'm afraid of heights, you know. I trust the other hostages are being freed as well.
They are gone now. There's one down, free to go. This is certainly going to make things easier. Or with everybody being dead and all. I'm going to go inside this building, aren't I? Okay. I'm paranoid there's like a sentry hiding somewhere. Like that one. It might... oh, no good. It might go around this way. Let's see if I can get up here. Now, technically, I'm not fighting that sentry. My pets are. So that's why my disguise hasn't broken. Just going to stand here, watch them do it. That's a sneaky way of getting around things. Let my pets do the fighting for me. Let's see if I can do that again. Take a little bit of a while, but I just want to see if this works. And that wasn't just a fluke. Okay, that works. That's something I have to remember for future reference. Because I always thought that I would be the one who would be setting it off, but no. Huh. What's that good?
Whatever it is you people seek to accomplish, your efforts will be to no avail. Wait, you're no Imperial. Are you with King Faharajad's army?
Yes, King Forda, sorry, General Forda, sent to Khajiit.
Alas, I never dreamt I would say it, but I swear eternal loyalty to King Faharajad. We must cease this crown against forebear business. We must be united against the Imperials.
Finally, you get it. Go on then, head south out of the city.
Did you hear something?
Just in case. Nope. Nope. I'm going to look around here to see if I can liberate. No, it looks... Oh, well, there's cabinets here. No, all empty. Okay. If I scoot it over this side. Okay. Again, my pets are being silly buggers. Oh yeah, because my pets are attacking. Oh, right, screw it. Okay, fine. You want to do it like that? Right, fine. Ooh. Thank you for the resubscription there. I tried being peaceful, I tried being nice, but no, they woke the vampire.
I hope you're not too late. More Imperials are coming into Satakalam every day. We need to take back the city before they dig in.
General Fodder and his troops are preparing to attack.
Ah, Thoda. I know him well. That's very encouraging. I've been listening to their strategies. I can give the General some good insights into how to plan the attack.
Well, get your butt over to him. Right. Yeah, I've tried being peaceful, I've tried being nice. Good. No, you only brought this on yourself? You decided to attack, well, not you personally, the Imperials as a group. Oh yes, it's guys. Where is she? Probably upstairs, I think. Am I in the right building? Oh no, she's just a spawned. Saw it. Oh, okay, fine. See if I can do this. Let's see if I can do the vampire hiding, feeding. Damn it! Just as I got up there, it's like I can't be angry at you though. You know, you're doing exactly what I want you to do, but I want to demonstrate what you like to. Oh well, next time. Go visit. I will get the chance when I get the chance. I will do. I figure out where this person is. They're down there. Where the? There we go. Oh, I've decided. I was not thinking you were here before, but the clockwork house. I'm saving up now my crowns to get that.
I have been watching that door for so many days. I had ceased to hope. Tell me, did the king send his army? These Imperials could launch a full invasion if they are not stopped.
The king's army prepares to attack even now.
Then we must move with haste. The Imperials are using a secret passage to enter the city.
Oh, a secret tunnel.
Collapse the passage. We can stop them from sending reinforcements.
No, it's not the new one on the beach. It's an older one. It's I think it was Spirit in chat described it last week. It's the sort of thing you can imagine Doctor Strange having. You know, it's got all the things swirling around. It's got what looks like dwarven punch cards going spinning around. The furnished version looks freaking amazing. So it's like, yeah, this is going to take me a while, but I'm going to save up for this because it looks really freaking cool. I went as part of one of the quests to clean up my inventory earlier. I went to the Clockwork City just to, because that's where one of the items had to go. And when you walk across the bridge and you look up, you can go and preview the houses for free. You don't have to buy them. You just go there and you can go there and have a look around and go, nah, not for me, or no, this is really freaking cool. And I'm glad I did, because this is like, it is big. It's a very big place, and it definitely has that kind of, yeah, this has got a, what was it? What's it called? The Sanctum Sanctorum feel about it, like the the spinning bits, the clockwork, it actually looks really, really cool, and is quite detailed as well. I won't say any more because it will spoil some stuff about it. But if you get the chance, go and have a look at it. It's well worth it. You don't have to buy it. You can just go in, have a look around, and it's like, I like this.
There are old smuggling tunnels that run beneath the mountains from Bangkorai to Satakal.
It's like an open house type thing.
I believe the entrance to one of these tunnels lies beneath Magnifico Korshad's manor. I believe he betrayed us to the Imperials.
So what I'm going to try and do is I'll show you in a minute, actually.
Everyone else was killed or kept.
I've also bought some more apartments and houses in the game. They are poor.
You should search his manor at the northeast edge of the city. That may put the Imperials on alert, though. So free all the hostages first.
Makes sense. You should get out of town. Where is it? Nope. Oh yeah, I'm vampire now. Where is it? Under collections. Yeah. Just been doing the guild store. Yeah. These are all the different houses I have now. Well, houses / apartments. So obviously the Grand Strategic Villa, that's my main home. Because I'm a sorcerer, this is the sort of home that would fit a sorcerer. Hell, it's on a magical island, so it makes perfect sense. Then you've got this is the one, got as part of the giveaway they're doing. It's like my mountain retreat. Some of these are just like little rooms. This is quite a nice one. This is it's like a little home with a little courtyard. It's nothing fancy, but it's quite homely. It's quite cozy, a little bit snug. And then you've got the apartments, which are like basically just like one room type thing. Same for that one. Oh, that one. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's the same one. That's like a little penthouse. This was the first one I had in the game for a long, long time. Scissors of the Sand is another apartment. This one's pretty cool. This is like a little it's like literally like a little seed pod. It's actually quite adorable in a strange kind of way. Again, this is the elsewhere one that you get for free. Again, another one. So I've just been going through and getting all of those. The Daggerfall Inn. This is another one I've got as well in Bangkok. This has got like a little courtyard, little nice little sort of little place there. It cost me 73,000. These are all the ones I've not collected. I'm not going to go through them all again, but this is the one. It has a courtyard. We think we can get up onto the upper ledge, but you might as well put like platforms to like parkour up onto it. But inside, I mean, you've got things swirling around. It is definitely something out of Doctor Strange. It would be great if you could sell your houses back when you move out. It would in a way, but I think that would cause too many problems. But because they're account based, there was they had a similar sort of system where you could sell houses in Final Fantasy 14. Great game, but the housing situation in that sucked because you could sell the houses. It became ridiculous. You would have people who would camp out houses and things like that. But honestly, I'm kind of glad you can't sell the houses. But because as I said, once you've unlocked it, boom, it's unlocked for every single character I know. Oh, hello, Welsh Knight of Darkness. Yeah, welcome back. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, all things considered, it could be a lot better. It could be a lot worse. Yeah, it's grown a lot. Playing this, I've become a vampire in game. But yeah, I mean, generally speaking, things are. Yeah, if I had to rate it out of 10, I'd say 7 out of 10. Not shitty, not brilliant, but could be a lot worse. Look, kitty, baby kitty. What I might do is like trying to sign for each of the different buildings because you can store stuff in your houses as well. So I'm thinking that might be something I might do. Oh, motherfucker. Right, let's see if I can do the vampirism thing again. Because I'm about to pin down back to stage 1. Let's see if I... Okay, we've got that. Let's see if I can find a... Oh, you will do. You will do nicely. So I can still use the Blade of Woe, but you have to be in the right position to use the feed. Yes! I know exactly what you're talking about. Been AFK for a little bit. No, I was just talking about the different houses, and I tried to do a vampire feed on someone and accidentally sliced their throat instead. So you've not missed anything. No, we're just talking about how, you know, the what do you call it, the Clockwork City house that I was thinking of getting in the game has a real Doctor Strange look to it. I think it was yourself who mentioned it. Oh, yeah, I missed the book. Oh, what's a shame. There we go. So I missed the book. There we go. See, this is exactly why I'm using this guide, to get all the stuff I would have missed. Right, let's see if I can do this again. Right, let's find myself a target. No, there's too many of them there. Yes, it's... I've got to say, I am honestly surprised with how good The Mandalorian was. I mean, essentially it was... it could best be described as like a western, a space western almost. But that worked so well for it. And the fellow who plays Mandalorian, what's his name? Pedro Pascal, I think it was. Yeah, I as well. I binged both seasons. Thank you. I thought it was Pedro Pascal. He was in Game of Thrones. But I'll say I was really, really impressed with how good it was. Because although I like Star Wars, I'm more of a Star Trek fan. And I went into that thinking, okay, this will be a bit of entertainment if nothing else. End of the first episode, it's like, yeah, I'm going to have to ration myself with this. And I literally had to go, right, I'm not going to watch any more than 3 episodes a day. I could have watched more, but otherwise it would have been the same thing like what happened with Umbrella Academy and The Expanse and everything else like that. I would have binge watched everything and then been like, correct, yes, he's the one who had his head squished by the mountain. Which somebody pointed out the amusement factor in that. In the last show he was in, he took off his helmet, died. In The Mandalorian, he doesn't take off his helmet, survives. Which I thought was highly amusing. Yes, very good actor, and the I forget the guy's name who plays.
Oh, Rutka, who set the stars in the sky. Why?
Yes.
You deserted me.
That's a very good point. Even though you couldn't see his face, you could tell if he was upset. I mean, granted, the music helped with that as well, and his body language. But when he was upset, you knew he was upset. When he was in a, alright, you've done goofed kind of mood, you knew. Just by the way he was standing, by the way he was, positioning himself, or just like in one particular scene, you'd just be like looking at someone and he'd just very subtly tilt his head. You know he was about to fuck shit up. There's a lot of Star Wars shows coming out, but I'm putting my spoiler alert on because for some people who haven't seen The Mandalorian, I'm gonna again WandaVision. I'm gonna wait until there's a few episodes I am watch that in one hit. That might tempt me to go back to Disney Plus for that one. In fact, I might even go back and stay there for a while because there's some really good stuff on it. But the bit when Ahsoka was fighting the like the mayor type. And she was saying, tell me who your boss. I was expecting to be like, oh, it's going to be like about Moff Gideon or things like that. And she just went, tell me where's Admiral Thrawn. And I just was like, that was basically my reaction. I had a full-on nerdgasm at recognising that name. Because I was expecting it to be Moff Gideon, which would have been pretty cool, you know, still in line with the story. But that made me happy. That really did make me happy. Like I said, I'm not a major Star Wars nerd, but I know enough that names like Fraud make me excited.
But they have defiled our sacred space. I do not know how we can restore its former glory.
Please indulge this one. Why did they defile the temple?
Because they are worshippers of Molag Bal. They spit on our faith. They spit on our culture. They spit on our gods.
I spit on Molag Bal.
But they ransacked the building, taking everything of value and destroying the rest.
So I got distracted. I was thinking about, so what could you mean by about this that character?
I don't know. Perhaps. All these other things can be replaced, but they took the temple's relics, sacred ornaments that date back to the
good
time
point.
of Regatta.
Very good point. Yeah.
Claim these relics. That would be a start.
Yeah, don't worry. Star Wars is one of those sort of ones. I love Star Wars. You know the meme about this is brilliant, but I like this? That's me with Star Wars and Star Trek. Star Wars is brilliant, especially now. Right, see, I've not actually seen Rebels. I have not seen Rebels. I've seen bits of it, and I've seen bits of the Clone Wars animation, but the time it came out, there was, let's just say there was stuff going on in my life that made it difficult for me to start on new shows and that sort of thing. And I just never got around to watching them. I've heard lots of good things about them, but I've never really watched them. So that's another reason why I'm depending on how finances go over the next couple of months, no, thank you very much. I will see if I get an opportunity to resubscribed to Disney Plus, because there's some good stuff on there. There is some very good stuff there. Yeah, we do try and keep things spoiler free. The accident, that's fine. Which is why I have my spoiler warning up, because I've realised a long time ago that I'd be like, oh yeah, and then it turns out, the Borg simulated the Enterprise talking about First Contact, and be like, yeah, that's gonna just upset a lot of people, because I had one of the Star Wars films ruined for me by spoilers. So yeah, that was.
If you can restore the relics, perhaps my faith will return, and we can restore the temple. There are 3 relics missing. They represent body, mind, and spirit. The sword of Shabnam, Majil's scroll, and the lamp of the Sarakalam.
It's a mouthful. Like, one of my friends has just started watching Star Trek, and he's starting at the beginning, like in the original series. And when I found out about that, he started making the jokes about red shirts and stuff. And I'm sitting there just like going, don't do a lore dump of Star Trek stuff. Don't freak him out. Don't do a lore dump of Star Trek. Just inside my head, the picture of that guy who's sitting there going, it's got all the strain coming out. That was what I was like when I found out that my friend is just started watching it. It's like, this is gonna be good when he gets to like Next Generation and things like that. It's gonna be good. And it was like the last episode he saw was what do you call it? The episode where Kirk was fighting the Gorn, and apparently he was laughing his butt off. You signed up for a whole year, is your film going budget? That's actually, that's a good way of looking at it. If you're going to spend like over a year, like 200 quid, like visiting the cinema, things like that, 60 quid is, that's, what, that's actually pretty good. I mean, if you think about it, that's like what, £60? That's like what, about £5 a month? Yeah, that's like what, £5 a month, if that. So if you watch, let's say, I'm not including shows in this. I'm talking about actual like films, or maybe it's like in a season. If you watch like one film, or half a season per month, that's paid for itself. That's yeah, 10 or 10 cinema trips, 5 local. Yeah, exactly. I might have to resubscribe then, because I could have sworn it was more than that. I might be thinking of something else. I might be thinking of Netflix. Okay. I mean, I already have Amazon Prime, which helps with my Twitch stuff, and it pays for The Expanse, which, by the way, is an amazing show. Thoroughly recommend it. It's so the Boba Fett story and how he got out of the Sarlacc cannon now. Honestly, you know what? I don't. There's certain things I don't want spoiled. Them having like a mystery of how they get out of that pit. If they're determined to make it like carefully, or it was difficult to sort of like brush it off. Honestly, I don't. I know in the thing it's like he uses jetpack and get out. In one of the deleted scenes, you see him in the background like him out or something. But you know what? I honestly hope they don't properly answer it. I want them to keep some mystery. But honestly, that end bit, again, spoiler town, the end bit at the end of season 2, Mandalorian, when he's sitting there on the throne with Ming-Na Wen's character, whose name again I've completely forgotten, sitting next to him. Somebody else pointed out to me. Okay, bye-bye. Somebody else pointed out to me that that was basically a homage to Conan the Barbarian. Phoenix Shand, thank you. I'm bad with trying to remember people's names. Faces, I can just like, yeah, I've seen that person before, or I don't know if it was like that. But names, I do sometimes really sort of struggle with. And the only reason why I can remember Ming-Na Wen's name is because I used to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. like quite religiously. Where the flip is this? Oh, God, there, right, okay. I swear she's not aged. I swear she has not aged a day. And she still kicks ass. Get to do with that. Yeah, I've tried being sneaky, but screw it. I don't know what other shows that are coming out that I'm quite looking forward to. I mean, where is it? It is. How does this show go now? Like 60, 70? Good question. That's a very good question, because I don't actually. So I'm not that hot on the Star Wars lore, but from what I've picked up, she did seem to be young-ish in the Clone Wars cartoon. Sort of early mid-teenager. So if we say she was like 16, then she probably would be closer to, I would say, 60-ish. If we no, because what Luke is like, what, 25-ish, 25. So even if we say there's like a 30-year difference between. But then again, we know how old Anakin. Somebody out there has worked it out. I know they have. Somebody has definitely worked out how the characters are. But I know that some of the different species in the Star Wars ones don't age the same rate. So even if you say that in human years she's like, say, 60, she may be the equivalent in what species she is to be like, say, 40 or something. So yeah, it's like Yoda, like the old joke about Yoda, 900 years old. Look as good you or not. and stuff like that. How do I get up? Okay, so this is probably going to be the easiest way. It's going to be get across here. You know what? Screw it. Have a meteor on your head. That's a great spill. I'm not getting rid of that one. There we go. Let's grab that. What's a chest? Yeah, I still haven't watched the like the last episode of Discovery, but apparently a lot of people have said it's actually not too bad. And a few people will... Oh, that would be cool. That would be cool if we get to see Chewie. I think honestly the way they're doing it now with Star Wars, the from what I've seen, they're making it as the shows rather than the films. It seems to be working. So can I, let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. Can I feed that healer? Ah, see that? There you go. So it's a long range one. Let's see if I can do this. This could go very badly wrong, but you know what? Okay. Here we go. Excellent. See, I'm now Vampire Stage 3. That's going to take me... That's going to take me 4 hours to drop down to Stage 2, and another 4 hours to drop down to Stage 1. Or I can find a potion, or make a potion that negates or enhances the effect. Downside is, I'm now more vulnerable, but I am more powerful. I don't know. I don't know enough about Star Wars to say one way or the other. Trek, that I can talk to you about to the cows come home, but I just wish I could know more about it. Should I go to Stage 4? No, because that would really hamper my healing if I do that. Although, this would be a perfect opportunity to test out how bad Stage 4 is. In terms of healing. So yes, let's do it. Let's see if I can... Okay, and let's see how bad Stage 4... Whoa, you can see my... Well, okay, things have gone really... Yep, I've gone vampire. I've gone full Lost Boys.
This person is our enemy. Quickly, kill the intruder.
Alright, maybe not. Let's see if I can... Okay, I can still heal reasonably well with Ring. I can still do combat. Okay, it takes... Does mean I have to be a little bit more careful with my resource management. But you know what? Stage 4 vampirism in this isn't too bad. Which is not a phrase I'd ever thought I'd hear myself say. No, you know what? Let's do this. Let's embrace the vampirism. Surprise! Yep, that's me as a full-blown blood sign. Yes. I feel like while a human vampire might leave 2 puncture wounds, a Khajiit vampire would bite. Yeah, that does kind of... Yes, I mean, not that she's done it on purpose, but Chloe has nipped me a couple of times when we've been playing, and she's done that sort of thing that cats do, you know, when they There's nothing malicious behind it. They're just playing. Sometimes she gets a little bit carried away and bites down a little, bit, and left a little bit of a mark on my hand. Didn't really, do any damage, but it was a definite. Oh, that's going to leave a little bit of a mark for a while moment. And that was just from a little kitty. So imagine what a vampire Khajiit in full-blown blood scion mode would do. Yeah. Oh, I'm keeping that. I'm keeping that blood sign ability. That was pretty dope. So I've gone from hating vampires and thinking that they were okay to working with them, to becoming friends with them, to turning into one, and now embracing the vampire heritage. As you do.
Keep it down. Wake the dead.
Blah.
Whoever you are, I rejoice that you have come to my rescue. The Imperials have kept me locked in here. I deemed it likely that they would seize control of all Alakir, and there would be nowhere to flee to.
That's a good question. I just suddenly thought about it. Traditional vampire obviously know 2 vampire things. Would a Khajiit vampire mark leave 4? Because of the way their mouth is? Would they feed on both of you at once? Because honestly, I've seen what a cat can do to a little small rodent. It's not pleasant. Ooh, imagine that to a humanoid. Ooh, terrifying. And do not lie. You helped the Imperials, didn't you?
Yes, it's true, but only because resisting would have been to no avail.
No, you're thinking of the Borg.
They sought to use my manor as their command center. They would have slain me if I had not complied.
Sure, this one where the Imperials, are coming in.
Coming in? I do not have any insight on this. I have been contained here in the manor the whole time. I did not even witness the Imperials marching into the city.
You are lying to the Khajiit. I can tell because you're No, I'm embracing the vampirism too much. You are lying to Khajiit, yes?
Yes, but please don't hurt me. I did. I permitted the
Resistance is
Imperials to
futile.
use the smuggling tunnel beneath the manor, but I regret it now. There's a hatch below. Take the key. Do whatever you wish.
Oh, poor choice of words. How can Khajiit stop them from coming through the tunnel? And if you say blow the tunnel up, I'm going to slap you.
There are barrels of kindle pitch down in the tunnel. If you place them near the supports and ignite them, that should collapse the tunnel.
Slap.
I am very sorry for what I have done. Perhaps you could permit me to leave?
You can go, but don't ever come back. Or Khajiit might have you for lunch. Literally. You saw the TNG episode Iborg for the first time. Oh, yes. The funny thing about the Borg is that episode where they were featured for the first time, which I believe was called Q Who, I think, or something like that. And they literally just turn up and Guinan cacks herself because she realizes where she is, and the Borg just basically just go, oh, that's interesting. Apparently that made they made it with the belief that the Borg were only ever going to be a one-off. And it became one of their most reoccurring, and although I'm not a great fan of how they were treated in Voyager, for me the Next Generation Borg were, and then you had episodes like Iborg or Descent and things like that, which was like, yeah. And then of course First Contact, the film as well, which was just like, yeah, that's my jam. Because somebody explained to me, it's like, oh, why did the Borg develop such a fascination with the Federation? And one of the things is that was pointed out quite correctly was that in the episode, again, I think it was Q Who, when they pinged into Borg space. You think about it, Borg are just, traveling along, minding their own business, assimilating everybody left, right, and centre as they do, and then suddenly a new ship that they may have heard of before, may have mentioned, because of the Raven and things like that, but suddenly it's in the middle of their territory. You know, a good few hundred light years from where it should be. Right? That's curious. Send over a few drones, do a bit of assimilation, get an idea of it, and then suddenly, from their point of view, it disappears. The fuck? They don't know about the queue, or this. They may have have no way of interacting with him. So from their point of view, they've just seen the Federation, in effect, jump from one side of the galaxy to the other and back again. That's what got them interested, like full on proper. We need to figure out what the hell's going on, and then everything else went from there. Now I don't know if that's canon reason or not, but it's what's in my head. This is why I've got to be careful when I say my friends I just started watching Star Trek. I don't do a big lore dump like that. I mean, like, yeah. I could talk about Trek for hours. I honestly can. I really can. That is definitely my my nerd side coming out there. God, you mentioned the Borg. That and the Iconians. That's another species I really, really like. And they didn't mention it in Trek that much what they like, but honestly I really liked how Star Trek Online handled the Iconians, like the way that they were, you know, portrayed, and their ships and their sheer power and why they are the way they are and things like that. It was just like, yeah, that arc is probably one of my favourites in the game. It really is. Closely followed by, well, in fact, probably on a par with the Gamma arc. It was one of the reasons why when I did my STA stream, I was not as much insistent, but I really, really wanted to have both the Iconians and the Borg in it at some point. And although I briefly touched on the Iconians, there was a little bit more focus towards the Mirror Universe Borg, and it's more my version of it. There's a reason why the ending of that STA campaign ended the way it did. Will I go back to it? More than likely at some point, but at the moment I think I've got the right balance between streaming and real life stuff. Now I'm not putting too much focus on one thing. I'm not getting burnt out as much as I used to. I think I've got the right level, so I can't see myself streaming another campaign like that again. I'll probably play it, but I doubt I'll very much stream it, because there was just too much work, too much strain, stress, you know, doing the game and running the stream at the same time. Now, if I ever manage to get someone to, you know, manage the technical side of things for me, then the chances of me running the game go up dramatically. But me doing everything at the same time, that's not going to happen again, not for a long, long time. Oh, look, everyone's been captured. Huzzah. Yeah, that honestly, Star Trek Online handled the Iconians perfectly.
Good work. Hostages came out and we attacked. Cut right through the bastards and scoured the city. Just a handful of Imperials holding out now. They still haven't figured out how they got here, though.
I think Ace of Wands has got one of the Iconian ships as well, the Vomph, and that thing is a beast. You know, it really is. It's like, it's not particularly wide, but it's tall. It's a tall ship, and it looks like, and it didn't even figure out until a while ago that it actually looks like the head of an Iconian.
It was a tunnel. Does that mean they were coming from Bankarai?
I wonder where we're going to next in the game.
I'm damn glad you collapsed the tunnel, though.
Secret tunnel.
Good day's work for all of us.
I'm enjoying flying my Vengeance in the moment.
There's more to be done, though. Always is, isn't there? Prince Azaz's here. He says they've tracked down the 3rd Anseh Ward, and he wants you to join him as soon as possible at the Metalian necropolis.
Yeah, we'll do. It's one of those. But it's one of those games that I go through phases where it's like some ships I'll just play for a while and then I'll try another ship out because I've got a new build I want to try out. I'll be obsessed with that one for a while. At the moment, my current ship of obsession is the Vengeance, the one from Star Trek. I think it was. Is it Into Darkness? The one with Khan and the ship that attacks them at warp. I always get those two mixed up. It's either Beyond or Into Darkness. It's one of those two. Because I saw both of them again. I saw both of them on the same day, practically. So the names and the stuff that happens in them gets swapped around quite a bit.
It's a dark place. The largest necropolis in all Alakir. It's just west of Satakalam. If the Withered Hand
Great name, Satakalam.
The prince needs help. I'll send troops as soon as we're done in the city, but I suggest you join him now if you can.
That's a good idea. But then we'll go to the Motorline Necropolis right away. Right away. There we go. Defeat Shiri. Did I miss one of the relics? Let me just check something. I think I missed one of the. Oh no, I didn't. Okay. Oh no, I did get all three of them. Okay. I've missed something. Yep, done that one. Yep, done that one. That one. Oh, I see. That's why. There we go. We'll return to the High Priest. Must have gone 2 rather than 1. See, this is the sort of thing that should be a player house as well, because I mean those sweeping staircases and everything else. Although this is technically a temple, but even so, this would look like a cool player house, especially with the little pond bit there. High Priest.
You return. I cannot believe. Do you have the relics?
Yes, Velen has all 3 relics right here.
I did not believe. I prayed and prayed, but felt nothing. I was convinced the gods had deserted me. But you are their sign to me.
So, what do we do now?
You must act with the honors, of course. Replace the relics on their respective altars.
Very well. Velen will replace the relics. But do not blame him if he puts them on the wrong ones, okay? And technically, this is holy ground and I'm a vampire and this is really starting to sting. Okay. That's a good point. Yeah, vampire on holy ground.
Gods returning already. I lost my faith, but you have restored it.
Is there anything else this one can do?
No, you have done enough. More than enough.
Saving stuff, isn't it?
You have restored the temple's treasures. These relics were all that was here when the temple was built, and they are all that is needed for it to be rebuilt.
Right. If you'll pardon me for my rudeness, I need to get out of here. This is really starting to sting my tail. Although there's a book in here I need to pick up as well. Where is it? It might be up to... You know what, I'm going to have a little look around, even though it's like, ow, 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 ow. Ow, ow, ow. Yeah, if you've ever watched Good Omens, you know the bit when Crowley goes into the church. It's kind of like that. This should be around here. No, okay. Ow, 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 ow. No, I'm not going to rob you, because that is a rule, dick. But you know what, I am going to just look for any books. Alright, let's get having. Holy ground plus vampire. Not good. Right. Toward the necropolis. I'm thinking it's there.
Oh. You're here? Thank the gods. We need you. The 3rd Ansei ward is here. That girl, Shiri, the scholar's apprentice. She is a necromancer, and she has come to the necropolis. We have to stop her.
Please tell Khajiit, what is she doing here? Also, I find it amusing that a vampire, Khajiit, is going to be taking down a necromancer.
Raising the dead. The consecrated dead. The very dangerous consecrated dead.
Yes, I know.
The most evil people who ever walked the sands of the Alikir are entombed in the Mtalian necropolis. Prince Azar and I came to stop them, but we were overpowered.
Where is Prince Azar now?
I fear he is either dead or taken captive. We were attacked by so many, so fast. I tried to find him, but to no avail. I came back to catch my breath. With you here, though, I am willing to try again. If you are, that is.
This one can say yes. Let us go and find the Prince Azar.
We must hurry to find the prince. That girl, Shiri. She is not who we thought she was. She is heartless. Given the chance, I have no doubt she will kill the prince and raise him as her undead thrall. We must not allow that to happen.
Alright. So I've got to think this is like probably the last. If not the last of the quests, it's certainly in the last few. It's got that feel to it. That's a surprise. Okay, so yeah, it looks like I can. Yeah. That is pretty good. I do enjoy that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's very good. Hello. Hello, Khajiit. You want to sit on my lap, don't you? Oh, come on, hurry up, because I'm being attacked. Come on. Thank you. Oh, you little git.
Strike now!
Yeah, so they are doing a little bit more damage to me, I've noticed, but with the ring, it definitely makes things a lot easier to heal. And there's quite a few of these undeads here. Actually, you know what? I think what I'm going to do is I'll keep the blood scion on there. Because it looks freaking cool. My plan is to only have like one vampire skill on my skill trays, and there's a lot of bodies there. That's a lot of bodies. Holy crap, that's a lot of bodies. I'm trying. Is that actually part of the thing, or is that someone just come through here and gone completely bonkers and slaughtered all of them? I'm thinking. Are we going to play as done that? There's a ton of them. Well, maybe not. I don't know. There's a random lump of pewter there. That's odd. It's mine now. Now to rescue the prince. Now, if I remember correctly, this one of my first playthroughs is as far as I have got in the game before. So after this point, with the exception of a few little bits and pieces here and there, I think this is going to be where, as far as I've got ever. This says that this looks too familiar to be otherwise.
Damn it all. I
can't believe you're finding me like this again. It was humiliating enough the last time. There's no time for jests, though. The Withered Hand has stolen back the Anse wards we recovered. They have all 3 again.
Really? How the F did that happen?
You gave Anse Maja's ward to me for safekeeping, and so I was holding on to it.
Okay.
Keeper Farvad was here too, with Anse Radon's ward. I think Shiri planned it this way. I think she lured us here to get the wards back.
What makes you think Shiri planned all this?
Isn't it obvious? She was fooling us all. Apprenticing with Scholar Zore so she could learn about the Anse wards. Coming along with us to Tava's blessing. She is diabolical. She is like her father. She is the sibling we were warned about.
How do we stop her?
I don't know. I don't even know what she's planning. If we get the Anse wards back, that should at least slow her down, though. Shiri took Anse Maja's ward into the next room, where she performed some kind of ritual.
She is still in there, yes?
No. After she finished the ritual, she left. But I think the ward is still in there. Please, you have to go in there and get it. And then find Throne Keeper Farvad and the ward he was carrying. I'll catch up. If you untie me first, that is.
Alright. Into the tomb. Tomb, not tome. Ooh, new Alliance starship coming. Ooh. Another Fed Klingon collaboration. I was hoping it'd be a Klingon Romulan one or a Fed Romulan one, but yeah.
Thanks to my sister, I am restored, and now I will have my vengeance.
Lich versus vampire. Bring it on. Cool. I will check that out later. Oh. Yeah, you didn't see that. Okay, we're going to keep quiet about that, yeah? Good. Alright, we'll keep quiet. Ooh, is there a book here? Ooh, there is. What was that? The 8 steps of mummification? Huh. I'm not sure I really want to read that. Okay. If I leave the crypt.
Go around.
So you know what? Doing overgrown stuff like this, the vampirism skill isn't that much of a hindrance as I thought it would be. I mean, granted, I haven't gone up against anyone with major amounts of fire yet, but all in all, this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, it's not amazing, but it's not. I mean, it feels reasonably balanced. Correction, it is a Romulan Klingon one. But it's success. See, I predicted it and I didn't even know about it. Oh, good. Right, where's the book? Is there a book around here somewhere? There it is. Yeah, to me, a sort of Romulan Klingon ship just seems more appropriate, I feel. Because they've worked together in the past. It's basically how the Klingons got cloaking devices for their ships. I'm doing it again. I'm doing the over the top lore exposition. Let's go in there. A warbird of prey. Yeah. Okay, I will have a look at that after the stream. I will have a look. Excuse me. Retreat fit. Thank you. Keeper.
What have I done? What have I done? I have struck down one of our ancestors. I have betrayed my vows, my people, my God. Tuwaka, how could you allow me to do this?
Keeper, Farbad, are you alright?
No. No, I am not alright. Not alright at all. I have failed Tuwaka. First, I lost Anse Radan's ward, and then to get it back, I was forced to strike down the honored dead. Now the ward is corrupted, and so am I.
Surely Tuwaka can forgive you somehow.
Well, perhaps. Tuwaka says now that you are here, there is a way. I must cleanse the ward, but I will need you to protect me while I do. Would you do that for me, my friend?
Of course, but yeah, and I realize I may regret the answer to this. What is this one protecting you from?
The dead. That witch, Shiri, has set them against us. They will try to stop me from cleansing the ward. But if you will defend me, I can cleanse it.
Oh, today's gone quick. I've seen it's like 8 o'clock already.
Tuwaka says we should do this as soon as we can.
Alright, let us do this. The Sepulchre of Blessed Interment. Oh, that is an amazing name. That really is. Right, so I've got to protect this dude. Alright, I get it.
I will cleanse the blade. You keep them off of me.
He's floating. Alright, where are they coming from? Up there, up behind us. Ooh. I'm missing a hit. That's better.
Tuwaka says to keep it up. You are doing a good job.
Yes, thank you, Tuwaka. Oh, great, it's done. Now you leave alone. It's under my protection.
Yes. Yes. We are close now.
Honey, that would be a good idea, please. That is quite a interesting sight, seeing like a mummified person come around towards you, two great big swords.
That's it. Just a bit more.
I think that would be a good idea.
There. It is done. Come, quickly now. We must stop this woman, Shiri. Meet me at the central tomb.
Alright. Let's deal with this necromancer, shall we? I'm not even going, even though I see that chest over there, I can see it. Oh, there's 2 news pages as well. Okay. Let's get some of that loot. Call of the, no, I can't resist the call of the loot. It is too much. You know, the Khajiit instincts kick in. Steal loot. Must grab. Come on. There we go. Deal with little buggers as well.
Move to flank. Destroy.
Get over you, flesh abomination. Thank you. Big squishy boy there. Yeah, so stage 4 vampirism isn't that bad. Obviously, I've not tried it in a dungeon or anything like that yet, so I don't know how bad it would be there, but. Or. With that ring, it feels quite quite balanced, really.
I am glad you caught up. I am glad you came to the necropolis in the first place. Tawaka says, you are the one who must stop Shiri from doing this dark deed.
I misread that as dank deed then, and it made me giggle internally. What dark deed? What is Shiri planning?
She is planning to resurrect her father, the necromancer Satura.
Mother trucker.
I was much younger when this man tried to turn the Alakir into a kingdom of undeath.
Yeah, it's not happening.
But I will never forget the horror, the terror. Oh, we cannot allow Satura to return.
What makes him so dangerous?
He was the most powerful necromancer to ever walk these sands. Worse than his children, I suspect.
Ooh.
Tuwaka warns me. Satura will be unstoppable if he is returned from the dead. He will be a great lich, or something even more terrible.
How do we stop City then?
We will kill her and retrieve the last Anse ward. Shiri has sealed the tomb, though. Tuwaka says 2 of us will have to channel the wards we have to open the door.
So who do I bring with me?
Can go in and join you in the fight. You must choose who will come.
I was going to bring the front keeper before the guy suggested that. Not got anything against you, Prince, but I just feel like this guy's been, he's been on my side doing stuff a lot longer, and I think he needs to redeem himself, or at least in his own eyes. Yeah, let's bring him.
I will join you if you wish. I am no great warrior. I am only a humble priest. But Tuwaka says I can be of great assistance to you in this battle. He says it is up to you to make this decision, though.
That's fair. How does Tuwaka think you can help this one?
I am not one inclined to inflict pain and suffering, but I am skilled in doing the opposite. Tuwaka says this will be a very hard battle even for you. He says it would be my duty to keep you in the fight, to keep you healed.
Technically, with that ring that I've got on at the moment, I can't receive healing from others, but he doesn't need to know that. Then Valen would like you to join him.
Tuwaka walks with you, and so will I.
Speaking of...
All right. Let us open the door, then.
Let's go with...
This wall will not stand before the power of an Anse ward.
Another chicken.
It is done. Tuwaka says it is time for us to go in.
You notice my health isn't going up like it normally would do. And that's because of the ring. So for me to heal, I have to hurt someone else. Or at least do some damage to something. Something alive, preferably. Okay. So technically I'm hidden. Oh well, we'll try. Boom. See, health back up again. Shit, I shouldn't have used my ultimate. Derp. Oh well.
Killing my brothers. This is for what? My father will soon be raised. There is nothing you can do. And this is for all my family. I die, but my father will avenge me. Satura will avenge us all.
Should have stabbed herself.
I live again, and you die.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen, pal. Trust me on this one. At least. So, what was that about dying?
It is done. Alakir is safe again. Come, hero. Gather my ward.
Gather it. What was that about it being a tough fight? Hmm? Hmm? The only thing that was tough was like me being a twit and wasting my spells early. Because that would have been more satisfying to have been grab against them as the blood sign. But no, my brain's gone blank. The Alakir is rich in mineral resources. These fierce creatures are... See, should start reading it till it loads.
I have opened a portal to Sentinel. You three may enter, but I must speak with your friend.
Okay.
Honor and faith are due all, but you who have come from afar, your contribution is matched in measure only by the length of your journey. Thank you.
You are welcome, Ansihala.
Through you, the
Hey, skill point.
wards have been recovered, and so it will be through you they are restored. You have accomplished a heroic feat today, but there is more to be done.
There always is. But please indulge Velen. What would you have him do?
Return the Anse wards to their rightful place. The Impervious Vault. The vault is stronger. It will protect the ward so that we can again protect the Alakir.
Consecrate ground. Yeah.
Vault. You may use it if you wish.
Okay, this one will return to the vault. Here we go. And teleport. Yeah, the Impervious Vault. Absolutely, pretty much indestructible unless you dig underground. Hopefully they put some reinforcements in, you know? King?
One cannot be a great ruler without first being an impeccable judge of character. You walked into my palace a stranger, but I
still got cool armor.
Immediately. You have proven that my faith was well placed.
Apologies for interrupting you there, but it has been an honor, Your Majesty.
Come, though. This is an historic day. We have strengthened the seals on the Impervious Vault. Your friends and many others have gathered to witness the return of the Anse wards to their rightful place. Take them. The honor is yours.
Very well, Velen will restore the walls. Yeah, can't deny this is a pretty pretty location now. I don't think I'd looked around it before. Oh, look, I'm not going to steal anything from it because this is like, you know, it's like me walking into Fort Knox and going, ooh, gold brick. I'll take that. Oh, there's a lot of people there. I didn't realise that. Okay. There's one. So it's like, where's he gone? He's gone over there. He is a strange hero. He has been touched by the sun. We let him do what he wants. Look at him. He looks very pale. He needs some sun. You can see that now. Oh, hang on. Let me see if I can get the... Oh, no, just the light. You can see now the eyes have gone white and the skin is fur. It's like a polar bear almost.
The wards are restored, and so are we. We can again maintain vigil over the living and the dead, and ensure that both adhere to the divine laws of Tuwaka. Your role in this has not gone unnoticed, young one.
Is it finished then?
For us, it is never finished. But for you, your road leads elsewhere. You have done for Alakir far more than many others would have.
You have fought bravely, sacrificed honorably. You have acted as an Anse would have.
Thank you. Where does Velen go now? Next region?
Your path is your own, but be assured, Tuatha has blessed you. And wherever you go, the gods will be with you. Remain steadfast, mortal, and may you come safely to your journey's end.
Thank you, NC. Thank you, NC Halal.
Today is a good day, my friends. Our sacred guardians are restored. Woo! The specter of undeath threatened our kingdom, our lives. The sands of the Alakir howled with the outrage of our honored ancestors. Now, though, the spawn of Satura are dead, and they will remain that way.
It's a cool statue, can't deny that.
The withered hand is scattered. Many of you already know this, but all this was accomplished only because of this one who stands here before you.
Hello.
The spirit of Divad raises his blade and salute. Someday, this hero's song will be sung in the chants of praise. All hail our great protector. All hail the hero of the Alakir.
Hello. Yes, I am just naturally pale, not a vampire. Don't look at me like that.
In addition to the public praise, I must add my own private words of appreciation, Wayfarer. You not only saved the kingdom, you also saved its king. My reign would have been buried in the sands had you not intervened. Thank you.
You are welcome, Your Majesty.
In honor of your selfless dedication, your unwavering courage, and the incredible service you have done the kingdom, I have a gift. This was one of Sentinel's greatest
feats.
Now it is yours. I know you will use it well.
That's actually not a bad sword. It's a shame I don't use it, but that effect is pretty decent.
It may seem unappreciative to ask more of you, but I would be neglecting my duty to the Daggerfall Covenant if I did not inform you of the tragedy at Bangarai. Any hope of peace there seems to have dried up in the wake of recent events.
Curious. It's almost as if I'm being guided there. But Khajiit would like to know what happened in Bangarai.
King Eamond is dead.
Oh, poop.
Killed by the Reachmen. They have long sought to reclaim northern Bangarai, and the war in Cyrodiil has given them the perfect opportunity. I am told the Reachmen march on Evermore even now. The city is in grave danger.
This one must know. Is the Covenant not sending troops?
Of course. But it'll take time. Time Evermore doesn't have. You could go now. They need someone like you to rally the city's defenses. After what you've accomplished here, I have no doubt you can make a difference. Will you go, Wayfarer?
Yes, Velen will go to Bangarai, and see what he can do.
King Eamond had a stable boy who kept me informed, but I've heard nothing since the king's death. Not even word of who assumed the throne. His name is Ramza. Find him, and tell him I sent you to help. We cannot allow Bangarai to fall.
You're right there. Oh, hello. I don't miss her. I like this character. Gabriel?
Did I overhear correctly? Faharajad asked you to go to Evermore? Sounds like that place is shaping up to be a real trouble spot. I wish I could come along, but the guild's got me doing something else. Probably not nearly so interesting.
As a last favor, could you open a portal to Evermore for Velen?
Of course. That's a big city, though. Wouldn't want to drop you on top of some unfortunate merchant. How about the bridge right outside the gates? I've heard the Reachmen are at the gates. But that could just be a figure of speech.
Sure. Velen will take his chances. I suspect I will survive.
One portal to the gates of Evermore right here for you. Good luck. From what I've heard, you're gonna need it.
Thank you. Do I have more? There we go. Bangkorai. Shame, I'm going to miss the Arakir area. Quite like it. Work is... Khajiit's work is never done. Let's check something. Yeah, I've only very briefly been here before. So this is going to be a new area for me. I mean, I think the only reason why I've come here to get these way shrines was probably because of a harvesting thing. You know, like for like archaeology or something like that. Let me just check something. Yeah, so I'm just trying to decide which one do I want to go for. Oh, I'm just looking at how I can tweak this spell when I max it out. I can either have a swarm of bats around me that shred and do more damage, or I can use it to ascend to stage 5 vampire, which basically means I gain all of the benefits of vampire stage 4 with none of the drawbacks for as long as that ability effect lasts. So for like 20 seconds I become the perfect vampire. All of the benefits, none of the drawbacks. Oh, so do I want more damage or do I want to become a better vampire? I'll have to have a think about that. I really am going to have a think about that. Sergeant?
I tell you, things grow darker here by the damn hour. Reachmen are right down there. Came in by boat, took the lighthouse, and now they're crawling up in the woods to assess our defenses. And our orders are to just sit here and watch.
Excuse me, would your family name happen to be Mercer? Would your first name be Matthew by any chance? Because you sound a lot like him. But why does it not attack?
Captain Huron's fought the bastards' leader before, Strasnock. He says we're outmatched and we have to just wait them out. I say the captain's a few links shy of a full chain. With our defenses weakened, we can't risk waiting.
This has become now. It's like, see if we can spot Matt Mercer or, you know, Towson Jaffe or Lima Brian or anything like that. Is there anything Felen can do to help?
Absolutely. Captain's ordered us to hold back, but not you. And he did say we need more outside help. Morale's been down in the dung heap since King Aemon died.
Understandable.
If you can lop off this Strasnock's head, it'd be an inspiration to the men.
Oh, you want his head? It's a game of... Yeah, where's Mercer?
I won't lie to you, friend.
Yeah, you get... See, I'm now officially ready into the
King
next
and his heirs are dead. Our forces decimated. Crows are everywhere. People have lost hope. Bring Strasnock's head to Captain Huron at the South Gate. That'll be a big win for us.
It'll be a pleasure. I just noticed that, yeah, my tail, yeah, my fur has gone like white as bone. That is, wow, that really has changed my coloration. Sorry, that really has changed Valen's coloration, I should say. So whilst I'm here, actually, Stable Master.
Not this again. Is no one what they seem?
This system refuses to interact with...
You're not. You are. Stendar, protect me.
Oh, I've just figured out another downside to being a stage 4 vampire. Certain NPCs are not going to interact with me. Okay. This is going to make things a little bit more interesting. Right, so I can't just go... Stage 4 all the time. Right, okay, that's fine. I mean, I can interact with quest NPCs, but utility NPCs is gonna... Oh, this is unexpected. Let's just say that.
I don't know if you picked the best time to visit Evermore, but if you know how to use that weapon, I expect you will be treated as an honored guest. Please excuse me.
Not by your stable hand.
I must see to my duties.
King Farajad sent Velen to help.
Ah, my true king. I knew he had not forgotten us. I am certain there are many ways you can help. You should speak to Duke Renchant if you haven't already. Oh, and Queen Argela's handmaiden. She's very sharp.
Okay.
I, for one, am very glad Faharajad sent you. Many here and evermore believe the rest of the Covenant has forgotten us.
Right, just in case I can't do this afterwards. Yeah, let's do a repair. There we go.
I, for one, am
okay, so because he's a quest NPC, I can interact with him. Yeah, that makes sense. Huh. So, at what level does it... Can I interact with him again? Can I never do it again? Or is it only because I'm at stage 4, which is, to be fair, pretty grim? Whilst I'm here, actually, let's just test something out. Because if I can't, this is going to cause more problems. Should be okay though, because this is the Thieves Guild after all. Probably seem worse. And if not, then well, I'll say we'll have to have...
No, I understand. If you change your mind, I'll be here.
Okay, good. I can do that with that. Good. Okay, so I've already collected that one, so I'm just going to sell it. I've collected that one, so I'm going to sell it. Sell. If it's launder, nope. Huh. I'm going to have to log on at some point then with my crafting character. See if I can make the vampire potion, because there's two types. There's ones that increase your vampire stage, so you don't have to feed on people, and then there's the one that decreases it, so you don't have to wait ages. I don't think they're that easy to make. I'll have a look at that next time I'm logging onto them, which will probably be tomorrow. So, okay. So now let's go and speak to Zar. Where's Zarg? Zarg is... Okay, so let's go in. And then it follows around. Go around here, then head north-ish. Okay, and they should be, in theory, somewhere in here. No. Oh, wrong building. I think. Nope. Okay, no, that was the right building. No. Let's go there, go somewhere for the moment. Hello. Oh, she's in the basement. Oh, that'd be one. Zug?
Nothing down here's in the right place. You know what that means? It just means more dumb dung I gotta deal with before.
One regular eye, one milky eye. Yeah. What? Where are you going?
Caravan contract job east of here in those old Aliad ruins. Salasali, they call the place. Some mage out there wants an armed escort, and I'm the only one available to go. I can't stand dealing with mages, especially when it's just me.
You know this one is a sorcerer. Okay, do you need some help?
By Moloch, yes. I could use a partner on this one. Like I said, the pickup's out in the Seleucid ruins. Meet me out there and we'll make some coin together.
Ah, see, there you go. You've won me over to your side with the offer of coin. This one will meet you at the Seleucid ruins then. Great name, completed emotions. Alright. We're going to steal from them. Tempting, but I'm not going to do it. Oh, that's very, very pretty. Alright, where's this? Oh, she walks around, so she should be around here somewhere. Okay. Lulfa, her name is. Where's Lulfa? She should be around here somewhere. Notice they have more guards. Oh, there she is.
If he was the thief, then that means... I don't suppose you're here to pay your respects to the Blacklight Raiders, are you?
No. Who are the Blacklight Raiders?
A notorious band of treasure hunters from the First Era. They went all over Morrowind, looting and pillaging, stealing our people's most sacred relics. I studied them and tracked down a lockbox holding their greatest treasure, but I can't open it.
Please forgive this one. Why can you not open the lockbox?
Because the fool's password is a combination of letters from the raiders' names and professions. Totally forgotten now. All 4 raiders are buried here, but their gravestones are worn. I found a few clues. I have coin if you can figure this out.
And I'm sold. You mentioned the magic word, the C word, coin. Alright, this one will channel his vampiric knowledge he's just recently acquired and do what he can.
It sounds archaic, but the Blacklight Raiders were well-rounded. Warrior, cleric, thief, and mage. The mage wrote a letter to one of the others telling how to open the lockbox. Between the letter and the gravestones, I hope we can solve it.
Alright, so use the mage's cipher. Oh gosh, a logic puzzle. The first letter of Olivia's last name. The last... Oh, that's something I could probably work out, but honestly my brain's too frazzled after today to try and do it. So I'm just gonna click on that one. Okay. So this is the clues. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, going with chivalry. Yep. So you got to work out what the name belongs to and things like that. Moritz. Yep. Okay. You get Laverne, Thief, Rurnus.
I hope you're getting more insight into this than me. Every time I think I have it all sorted out, I realize something doesn't make sense. Do you think you know what each of the raiders' names and professions were? Let's see. I've got some of it pieced together.
Laverne, Thief,
If you can fill in the
Rurnus.
gaps, I'll be impressed. If you're ready, I'll ask you my outstanding questions.
It is ready.
All right. First, I need to know about Joelle. I know she was the warrior, but what was her last name?
Laverne.
That might make sense. If that's correct, though, what was Olivia's profession?
Thief.
All right. If that's true, then what was Willem's last name and profession?
I believe Rurnus, and that he was the mage.
All right. Let's see if all your answers add up. All that matters is whether I can open this damn lockbox.
You must tell this one. Did it work?
Yes. It seems Willem had quite a sense of humor. Now, let's see what's inside. No gold, no relics, just a silly old blade. I'm sorry, but I was counting on something of value. I can't pay you much now. I don't shave, though, so I guess I'll sell the blade. Maybe I can get something for it.
Yeah, it's a good way of looking at it, you know. it might turn out that blade is in fact a much sought after artifact of some description and might be worth quite a few coinage. But you know what? I will take your 166 coins gladly. Because that was a nice easy quest. Yes, and so it looks like it's about 36 is this one. So it looks like it might be a smaller region in terms of questings. But each quest I think is going to be a bit longer. Yeah, and I really do have to try and figure out a way of lowering my vamp prison. Okay. Right, so go to the path. Wrong way. That's it, go up here. Now get back this way. Okay, I think I've gone the wrong way. Never mind. Here we go. Oh, no. I know why this area I've unlocked these ones. This is where I became a vampire. That's why these are unlocked. Because I came to here. Oh, I thought like this area looks familiar. I came to here and basically this is the area I stayed in. With the possible exception of that one up there. But pretty much I stayed in around here, and by that altar is where I met someone who turned me into a vampire, and now I'm here properly. Okay, get to the problem.
Those scouts. I hope you're here to help me. Dureg and his Dark Witnesses attacked without warning.
So
my best scouts go
Do you
to
mind?
information. Only 2 returned. Isabeth disobeyed orders to look for them, and now she too is overdue. What else could go wrong?
Someone's standing in front of me when I'm trying to talk to you, but perhaps Velen can help.
Any help is welcome. Isabeth was last
So,
seen
move out
advancing
the way.
toward the chapel to look for Hatmi. The scouts' mission is to recover information and rescue civilians. We can't let the invaders reach Evermore.
Well, so, Velen will do what he can.
Take this concoction Elgeni made. It heals and conceals, according to her. If they're injured, they'll need it, but it only lasts so long.
After I've said
They
this
must
quest,
come
I'm going
here
to log out for the
straight
night.
away, or risk the effects wearing off.
Okay, this one will do his best to find them. So yeah, before we get too properly into the quests and stuff here, this is where I'm going to end it for the night, because we're now properly in Bangor even. I ain't done too bad. I've not done too bad. Let's just have a look on something. Yeah, I've completely cleared off the storyline quests and the sky shards. I've done the the public dungeon for Alikia. The Riven Spire one, I'll do that off stream if I get the chance. That's going to be interesting. You see, I think in terms of basic quests, I'm about halfway through the game by the looks of it. But something, I can't remember if it's this Thursday. I'm leaning to, I'm going to check because this is going to bug me otherwise. Yeah, this will bug me. Here's some news. I want to see if I can try and catch the stream. That's why. This one I'm really looking forward to. The Gates of Oblivion, as it's called. Yeah, here we go. I'll post a link in chat so you can have a look about it. There we go. But basically, yeah, it's the 26th, so it is next Tuesday, not next Thursday. I was getting my days mixed up. Basically, at it says 5 PM EST, which, if I'm correct, is about 10 PM. Yes, about 10 PM UK time. So I'm not sure what that'd be for anybody else. But if you have your account linked to them, you get like a little lizardy pet, for watching the stream, and there will be Twitch drops as well, including, which are like little what do you call it, like little sort of freebie crown crate type thing. And you know, as you know, ESO has, as it's pretty obvious now, has become my main game. Never intended to be, but I'm enjoying it so damn much, it might as well be. I'm going to see if I can try and watch that. And as it's been on the Tuesday, it will pretty much be after the stream. So if you want to stay up and watch it, you can do. But if you don't, that's cool. I'm going to do my best to watch it though. But in the meantime, I'm going to log out for the night. I'm going to go and check out that link Ace of Wands sent me. But tomorrow we will be back usual time with more Farscape. Yeah, season 3. It is, honestly, it is so damn tempting for me at the moment to go, oh, I could just watch one more episode. It's like, nope, I'm going to be good. I'm sticking with this. I've been doing it for so long now. It'll be rude of me to, I am really looking forward to tomorrow. It's become a sort of like a highlight of the week, just sort of sitting here watching that review lot, especially because I know one person's at least seen it, one person hasn't seen stuff before and seen all the like things that they've noticed before and things like that. It's, honestly, the watch party was a great idea. I just wish there was more done with it, you know, like being it, you know, reduced, like maybe like setting like a custom you know, launch time and things like that, or so you don't have the first few seconds cut off. But you know what, at the moment I will take it. Well, see you tomorrow. Hopefully Madam will be here. I know, but you're getting heavy. Okay, good night. You are getting heavy.